Hi beloved you, how are you? This is Sophie Fox from Angelic Energies. I'm here in my beautiful local park. There is a lot of background noise, building work going on behind me unfortunately. Dogs barking, but yeah, I hope we can rise above that, because I wanted to share some important insight with you, and it's how you can start to really tap into your limitless potential. So, you might not have even given this much thought, because most of the time we're on a treadmill, aren't we? With that eat, work, sleep cycle, and there doesn't give much time for a bit of reflection on actually, are we really showing up in life how we want to be showing up? Are we really dedicating ourselves to what we think is important? So I've got four tips to share with you in becoming your best possible self. And the first tip is, who would you be without your story? Now, when I think about this, I'm reminded of being a lot younger, and I was working as a textile designer. I had a great job, loved it, but one of the ladies that I was working with was incredibly toxic. She had her own issues, bless her, but I found working with her really quite overwhelmingly difficult, and I let that kind of pile on top of me to the point where it became all consuming. And it was like a downward spiral, and I should have realized there's a difference between going through your emotions and really spewing on them. Now, if I had read at that point the Celestine Prophecy, you might have heard of that. It's a very famous book. I think it was probably the first book that got me into spirituality, actually. And in there, it talks about 4 control dramas of how people show up in life. And the first one is the intimidator. So the intimidator steals energy from other people and makes them feel scared. The second one is the interrogator. So someone who's very critical and makes people feel like they're not good enough. The third one is someone who's very aloof and detached. And now, I think, to be fair, a lot of shy people can be misinterpreted as being aloof, which is a shame. I think I probably was. And then there's the fourth one, which is where I was at, which is the poor me, where you're stuck in victim mentality. And, as I said, when you're stuck in that victim mentality of what someone else is doing to you and how negatively they're affecting your life, it's like a downward spiral, letting other people get on top of us and letting our subconscious check out effectively. And my message here is that it's so important that we take hold of our life experience, that we are responsible for that. So I could have shifted my focus away from how she was being and focused on what was really important, which was me showing up in life, doing a brilliant job and making a difference. Might have saved my job. But yeah, a top tip for you, actually, if you are struggling with somebody, whether it's in the workplace or wherever, with their behaviour and how they're being, for 30 days, practice sending them love. Now, if this is someone you really don't like, obviously it's going to be even more challenging, but that's the point. Energetically, we pick up on other people, their intentions, their thoughts, And if you are sending that person love and wishing them well and wishing them happiness, they're going to pick up on that. And it'll be really spooky, all of a sudden one day they'll turn around and they'll smile at you. Where did that come from? Yeah, because we do. We psychically pick up these things. And so after 30 days of doing this, something's going to have happened. They're even going to have changed their ways, or you're not going to care anymore. Either way, you've moved on. So that was tip number 1. Who would you be without your story? Tip number 2, to help you be in the best version of yourself, is to understand that your brain is not set up for your happiness. Now, I do write a lot about this in my book, Guided by Angels, A Journey Through Life with the Archangels, in the fact that, we've really got to train our brain like a puppy. Because left to its own devices, it just wants to run off, and it's always looking for the problems in life, the worst case scenarios, and filling you full of anxiety and worry. And it takes practice, determination to kind of monitor those thoughts and see, if those thoughts are really serving you, if you're thinking thoughts that support your happiness. So it is an active process, and I highly, highly recommend, this is something that I get people to do on my Becoming Empowered course, is to journal your thoughts. And the more you can witness your thoughts, you detach from them. You realize, and this is the big benefit of meditation. Meditation really helps you to do this as well. Step outside of your thoughts and realize you are not the thoughts, you are the one observing the thoughts. So you get that sense of detachment from them, which also then helps with the sense of perspective. And you can really kind of look, oh, I'm having that thought of worry again, or whatever it is that is cropping up that's robbing you from your peace right now. So yeah, realize, that's tip number 2, is realize that your brain is not set up for your happiness. It needs training. It needs constant monitoring of your thoughts and checking in with yourself as to where you're at. A lot of people are overthinkers as well, which is, yeah, it doesn't do you any good, my dears. So meditate instead. Now then, moving on to tip number 3 to help you step into being the best version of you, is to try and enjoy the simple pleasures in life. Now, I'll give you a little example of that. This year, my little boy, for his birthday, he just had a handful of friends round to the house, and they played football in the garden, hide and seek. They played a bit on the computer and ate value pizza. And at the end of it, he said to me, "You know what, Mum, that was the best party ever." And I was so delighted and over the moon, but there was a little part of me that was just a bit like, because I was remembering the year before. Now, admittedly, we'd just come out of COVID, and we'd not had a birthday party for a couple of years, and so we were overcompensating, shall we say, and we thought, well, he deserves a good party. So we invited all his friends to Escape in Castleford, and they did everything. They did the rock climbing, the laser tag, oh my god, what else is there? It was a trampolining or something, I can't remember. Paid for them all to go to the Italian restaurant afterwards. I mean, it cost a bomb. And so for him to turn around and say he preferred this year, why is that? I think it is because, things don't make us happy. Even experiences really don't make us happy. What makes us happy is that deep connection with other people. And, if you're really focusing on fostering your relationships with other people, and enjoying that, and really living with an open heart and that sense of connection. Yeah, and appreciation as well. Appreciation for, all the nature around you, all the simple things in life. That is what makes you truly happy. Finally, tip number 4 to step into being the best version of you is to remember who you really are. We come into this world under a veil of illusion, forgetting that, actually we're not all separate. We are all one consciousness. And at the end of the day, our true nature is pure unconditional love. When we make our transition to the other side, that's the state we're going to return back to. But, we don't want you to wait that long to remember that. So, yeah, you are a spark of the divine. You were born as perfection. And, the more you can remember that and live from that heart space, the happier you're going to be. And, at the end of the day, we are all love. And we are here to think as the Great Spirit thinks, or God if you prefer, which is Namaste, honouring the spirit of other people, treating other people with kindness, dignity and respect. And, every relationship gives us the opportunity to show up and remember the divine presence in each of us, especially the difficult ones, especially the ones that trigger us, because that's just showing us where there's more healing to be done, where there's more integration of what's really sparked that, so that we can learn to forgive ourselves and forgive others, show gratitude and really look within. So get into the habit of sending love out to others if you can, and the more you can do that, the more you're going to attract people of that vibration into your life, and hopefully, well, definitely live the life that you truly deserve to live. So there you go. Those are my tips for being the best version of you. If you've got any more, pop them in the comments. It's always lovely to hear from you. Thank you. Bye for now.